Hey y'all, it's Fines Girl and welcome back to my channel. I am finally finished with my ocean sea journal, junk journal, and I wanted to show everybody, and I've had some requests to show it. So here it is. And I love the way the cover looks. I just put this cording around it and put a couple of beads on. I love the sharks. If I remember correctly, this cloth came from Dollar Tree, if I'm not mistaken. And here's the dangle. It says the sea calls. And I've got a little scallop shell, some wire wrap beads, little sea turtle, little fluffy bead. I love these little puffy fluffy ones. Some more wrap beads. The starfish, more beads. I like that little porcelain fish bead. Little lobster, more wrap beads. I particularly like that one. I think it's really pretty bead. And I like that one, the glass one with the sprinkles or sequins. And yeah, just more wrap beads. There's another one, the porcelain fishes, but a different color. And I love that seahorse. So, I'm going to untie it and let you guys see it. And hopefully you'll like it. Because it has taken me quite an amount of time to do it. I took a little break from it because I was not feeling it for a few weeks, but then I got back into it. So it's finally done. Thank goodness. And when I open it up, it looks like this. I put the cloth on the inside, and I covered that with this paper that I thought looked like bubbles. This silver paper. I really liked it, so I put that over it. And I made this pocket and put this piece from a packet from Hobby Lobby inside. And I made a big tag to write on. This actually came from a digi-kit, and I cut out some fish from another place and glued those on and stuck them in the window, like so. And on the next page, you can see another digi-kit I got, and I put some of that Dollar Tree Meet Me by the Sea ribbon, and took some little pieces and made like this little cluster to keep calm and go to the beach thing. And when you turn over, it looks like this. Made a belly band with the fish paper I had, and I stuck a just a little seaweed sticker here that I had. Created this little book, and the book looks like so. If I could get it undone. Open it up like that. It's got plenty of journaling space. And it's got little cards, little journaling cards, various sizes and appearances to write on. That's the tag. I'm going to pull that out. And so, looks like that. On the other side, it looks like this. So, I have lots of room to write on. And, let's see. I'll deal with that later. Okay, the next page. This is from a digi-kit. And I took this crab, cut it from somewhere else, and glued it on along with the Ocean Wonders. So I can write here. I got this from, I think, that kit from Hobby Lobby, the banner thing. So I glued that up there. This came from Dollar Tree, and put the whale there. I have a piece of, let's see, this was the avocado dyed paper. And it's actually a vintage paper from, I can't remember what year the music page. But anyway, I was pleasantly surprised to find Blow the Man Down. So that was absolutely perfect to go in this journal because it fits my theme so well. And over here, I just made like a little, I forget what you call these. Good Lord, I don't remember. Anyway, I cut out some little figures and glued them on. I used a little gold paint and lit some craft paper, and I cut that out with some funky scissors, stuck that on. Next page, this comes from an antique book that I found in a thrift store in Florida, and it's got all Florida fish in it, so I decided that was perfect. Over here, I have some coffee dyed paper. That's one of my favorite things. There's the jellyfish. And inside, I just put a little bit about the puffer fish and stuff. And cool story, when we used to fish a lot in Florida, there was this one place we went to, and for some reason, there were a lot of puffer fish there. And so everybody kept catching them. And then, you know, we started thinking, well, it's probably, we throw them back. And we were thinking it's probably the same one that keeps grabbing everybody's line. But anyway, that's just something I remember from being a kid. Next page looks like this. I put a little strip from, I cut from, I think the kit from Hobby Lobby, glued the fish on. I have a couple of tags here, and I have this larger one here to write on. And this particular shell, if I remember correctly, somebody mailed that to me, I think. I think that's where I got that, in the mail. And over here, I made this pocket with 2 windows, and in each side it's got 2 narrow little bookmark cards, whatever, to write on. And sewed some of the ribbon from Dollar Tree in, and did some Mod Podge of a napkin that I bought. And actually, my husband, he put this together for me, so that's kind of cheating. But he made it, and he wanted me to enclose it, so I did. And let's see. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. He put some big tags in the back that he made. And so, it being a freebie, I took it. And it goes back here. Oops. Uh-oh. Oh, don't want to go back. There we go. So it goes like that. And I think it's pretty cool. It goes back in the little pocket I made with the coffee dyed paper. And it just goes back in like this. And over here we got a page from a DigiKit that I bought, and I just decided I have so many stickers, I put a couple of little fish on, added that to it just to make it a little different. And on the back, I used a piece from a paper pad I have, and I cut a little strip just to make this page a little more secure on the end, because, you know, it's not very thick. And over here, I got the idea to take my kids' child's dictionary that they had when we homeschooled and everything. And I decided to find pages that related to the ocean, the sea, ocean animals, whatever. And then I photocopied them. And so I have the ocean here, and the definition, oceanic, oceanography, and you got the octopus, various things. I thought that'd be cool to include, so I did that. And over here, this is from a DigiKit. I love the seahorse. I think he's really pretty. And I took one of the little tags and cut it and glued it here, because I wanted something extra over here. And I took some Dollar Tree ribbon that I loved and made just a little tab thing here. And over here, I took some different seaweeds from different books and paper pads and things and kits, and cut those out and glued them here, made like a little cluster of seaweed. And over here, you have Captain Nemo from one of my favorite movies from when I was a kid, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And I found a children's book of it, and I just decided to stick that in there for fun. And that movie always made me cry at the end when Captain Nemo would die. And I can write here if I want to. Over here, that's a DigiKit, and a very beautiful one. I love the colors here. And I used one of those little sewn strips from Tim Holtz. I can't remember what they're called, but I just thought it needed a little something different, and I stuck that up there. Over here, this is from a paper pad I had, and this washi tape with the Jawsome and the sharks. I got that from either Michael's or Hobby Lobby when I was on vacation. And the fish is from a DigiKit, so I just made the flip, and then you see the Jawsome again, and another DigiKit card, and flip it over, and there you go with Nemo and whatever the turtle's name was, I can't remember, and another fish in seaweed. And those were actually stamps that I got on 2 different Happy Mails. So I thought those were perfect for there. And over here I have another page of, let's see, is that the avocado? I think that might be the avocado stained. It kind of looks like it is here. And I took watercolors and made this little very dense seaweed thing to go here. I drew it and, well, painted it and fussy cut it out and glued it to the bottom. And inside here, I made a little pocket, and inside I just have a postcard from one of my trips to Treasure Island, Florida. And actually we saw a sea turtle on the beach one night, and it was very awesome to come across that. I'd never seen one out in the wild before, and she was coming up to lay her eggs. And of course, it's against the law to touch them or whatever, and you're not supposed to disturb them. So I tried to take a picture without flash, because, you know, you're not supposed to have lights around them. That bothers them. That's why the people on the beach during turtle season, turtle egg laying season, are supposed to keep their back lights out, the ones that face the ocean, so it doesn't disturb the mamas. Well, anyway, this lady, we watched her crawl up on the sand. She heaved herself up there, and she didn't like it for some reason. She didn't like the area, so she turned around and she started back into the sea, and she went back in. And I assume she came up in another area that she liked and laid her eggs. And here I just have just a little thing I cut out of a brochure. It's not that great, but it's something I wanted to remember, because this is my favorite part of Florida. It's where I have lived. I've also lived in Jacksonville. I was born in Jacksonville. And most of the stuff I like to do is in this area. That's my favorite part of Florida. And so I just cut that out of the brochure. And decided to put that in there just for something to look at, take out and look at. And of course, now I can't figure out how to fold it back. Okay. And this part of the brochure talks about that area, Central Florida, and various things that you can visit. And of course, I've visited many of those, having spent years and years and years in Florida. So I just thought that was pretty cool to put in. And that goes right back in the little pocket I made. Y'all will have to excuse me. My voice still isn't quite right. I'm beginning to think it's never going to be. But anyway, this is a little cluster I made with a little sheet of paper from a jelly plate sheet I did. I just tore a little strip off because I like the colors. That's from an antique, well, a vintage book that I have, and that's from some I don't think it was from our craft paper roll, because it's got that. I'm not sure where that came from. I don't remember. But anyway, I put a little fish on, and this little thing from Dollar Tree, and this from I think a Hobby Lobby kit to make a little cluster. And when you flip over, that's the center of my first signature, and that's obviously a DigiKit. This came from a separate one, and it's, you know, like a fake stamp. I really like that. I think that's pretty. I'll see it. There you go. And I decided to leave my strings long in the center of all my signatures, and because I wanted to, you know, put some beads on and charms. So I chose that, the little shell and the little blue bead. And when you go to the next part, I just stamped with one of the stamps I have, and I put some of that trim that Dollar Tree has, because it's kind of, I don't know, kind of oceany looking. And so I put that there. The other part of the, avocado dyed paper I made into a pocket this way, and inside I made a little book from a different paper pad, and it's just a simple little notebook. I just put one tag in it. That is from a paint chip from Lowe's. Anyway, it's from a paint chip, and I just cut it to be a tag, and I took this from, I think that was from a DigiKit, and glued that on. So that's all I have in there, but, you know, I could put other things in, little notes or pictures or whatever. So it's just kind of a little simple thing. And it goes right in there. And over here, I love that shell. I thought that was beautiful. So I cut that out and stuck that on. And over here, I bought this cloth at Hobby Lobby. I went looking for something that was related to oceans and shells, and because I'm obsessed with seashells. And I found this, which I think is absolutely beautiful. So I just cut a piece and put it in like a little panel, and then you can flip it up and you can write something secret here and just kind of hide it so nobody sees what you wrote. That is stunning. That is absolutely stunning cloth. I love that. And flipping over, I have another DigiKit page, plenty of writing space. There's part of my 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea book. And, of course, another part of it. And this I recently added to this because I wanted something on this page. I didn't want so many just white pages. I wanted things added. So I took a embossing plate and put a piece of paper through it and took some ink and one of those little dauber things and went over it lightly and created this look. And then I took some washi tape from Hobby Lobby, or it may be Michael's. I've had that so long I don't even remember. And put that at the top because it looked like it needed some kind of divider. And there's a little flip with more ribbon from Dollar Tree. And over here, I have a DigiKit, and I just glued on a couple of little things, a starfish and a shell, just to add something else to it. Over here, I love this shell. Cut it out and put it on that page. On this one, it's another page from that dictionary, and it's got octopus, and that's why I put that in there. And I can't decide. I may take something and highlight these just to make it stand out more, but I haven't decided on that yet. And on this page, I took this. It came from a kit I got and glued it on so it would flip like that. And I just put these two little fake postcards in there. I love that one with the crab. Just stuck those in there. And oops, flip over. Have another one of those cool sheets. And I just stuck a fish on just to add something else. Over here, got that from the Dollar Tree. So that's a coffee dyed sheet. I made a little pocket, tore it off, made a little pocket. And this is from a stamp that I got years and years ago. I think it came from like somebody my mom worked with had some stuff she was giving away, and that stamp was in there. So it looks very, very old, but it still stamps quite well. And so I just stuck that in there. And inside here, I bought these from Amazon. I thought they were really cool, these vintage looking envelopes. And inside, I have just a little book I made with my jelly plate paper that I really liked. And somebody sent me this sticker of the dolphin. So I just stuck that on the outside, and it's just got plain white paper to write or draw on. Whatever you like to do. And I have that. I have it in the pocket, but I also keep this clip on it. And somebody gave me that. So I thought that was perfect color. I just stuck that on there. Put the little card back in. This journal has a lot of places to write. A whole lot of places. And on next page, you got my coffee dyed paper and this little guy I stamped. And this was supposed to be there, but I accidentally pulled it loose. And that is some, what do you call that stuff? Acetate? That I bought at Ollie's. And this actually has polka dots, but I didn't care about that. I put it in here because I wanted the texture. I kind of crumbled it up, and I like the sound. Listen to that. Great sound, and it feels, nice. So I just stuck that in there for something different. There's another page from that antique fish book that I've gotten, that I got from Florida. So that's pretty cool. The next page has another one of those little watercolor seaweed things that I did, painted it, and then kind of fussy cut it out. And I just glued it on here so it wouldn't be a plain white page. This is the other part of Blow the Man Down. And I created this little cluster on the back with the little pocket, the washi tapes. And this from a DigiKit. And I just put that little card, little tag, whatever. And this is a little envelope. And inside the little envelope, I have some little, is that upside down? I can't tell. Anyway. I have these little, I guess you call them acetate little pages. And I put those in there. I thought those were cool. I got those from, I think a seller on AliExpress. I believe is where that came from. And the next page, I just made this little cluster and used part of a digi thing and just made that. And when you flip over, that's a digi kit, and I took this, cut this out, and stuck it on the little, whatever. And I added a couple of stickers, because like I said, I have a lot of stickers, so I thought, well, why not? And I put some more cutouts here and stickers. Over here, I put a little cutout deep sea with a little banner underneath hanging down. And over here, that's a shark that is a real stamp. You can see the lines there. But somebody sent me that on some Happy Mail, and of course I cut it out and saved it because it was really cool. And then when I was looking through my stuff, I was like, oh, well, that would be perfect for my book. So it's in there. And when you flip over, I love this paper with the gold. And that came in one of my paper pads, ocean paper pads. And I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, I thought it was really pretty. So I put that in here. And I created this. I don't know why this came to me, but I thought of this. I'm making this. And put some of the string through it. And I added a little tag I made. It's a beach thing. Just stuck those on. And it goes right back in there. Oops. No, it doesn't. It goes right back in there. Okay. And over here, I made another little cluster with some beachy stamps that I got on Happy Mail and saved. I took some more of that craft paper and put a little of that gold paint on it and used some thin washi. And that came from Dollar Tree, I believe. And just stuck one of my little stickers on. When you flip over here, I made a little tuck spot and stuck these, cut these out and stuck them on the outside of this envelope. And inside the envelope is just a little cut apart card that came with one of my kits. Well, actually my paper pads. And let's stick that in there. Put it back in here. And over here, the only function this has is because it's pretty. I like the way that looks. And it's the texture thing. I love the way it feels and sounds. So I just put that in there. And over here, we have more of our dictionary with seabird, sea coast, sea cucumber, sea dog, seafarer, seafaring, blah, 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 blah. Seafood, seal, sea level, and so on. And next to that, I took a border piece from one of my Pip Stick sticker packs, and I thought the colors were cool, and so I stuck that there. And dear hubby actually made these 3 pockets and asked me if I wanted them. I said sure, so I stuck them in here, and I made the little the little cards to go inside with some of my Pip Stick stickers. It's just simple little cards, just kind of to write on or for decoration, whatever. And I told him, I said, well, your cutouts weren't actually all the same. It kind of goes from big to small. And I said, but that's okay. I said, and to make it different, I also went from light to medium to dark. So I guess it kind of goes together on copy dyed paper. And the next page, I added something from a DigiKit. This came from a Hobby Lobby pack. And I made this tag from a paper pad that I have to write on. And I copy dyed an index card. Put a little bit of that washi on the side. And I love coffee dyed paper. I think it's cool. And just stick that back in there. And over here, I decided I didn't want mermaids in this because it's more of a, you know, real sea creature kind of thing. Fish, etc. But I decided since I have so much of that stuff that I would just put her over here. And I just decorated it up a little bit. Next page, got DigiKit, lots of space to write on, lots of space over here. Here's another one of my little watercolor fussy cut images that I just made. I'm not a painter, but anyway. That's a page from my Florida fish book. And another Digi page. Right here, I created a, I guess you call this a cluster. This came with a Hobby Lobby kit, this frame looking thing, and that's from a big, huge roll of, no, actually, I can see the little area there. That did not come from our roll of craft paper. I think that came from a paper bag, actually. And so I tore that off and put some gold paint on it and glued one of those from Hobby Lobby on, and one from a DigiKit, the stamp thing, and one of those that I got from AliExpress, the acetate pieces. And I figure I can write here, I could write here, could put a picture in there, I could do whatever I want there. And over here I have a piece, another page from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And decided to fold it like that. Over here, this border piece came from Pip Sticks, so I glued that on. And right here we have the other part of that last dictionary page. And actually, I don't see anything on there ocean related, except possibly scurvy, which a lot of sailors had that back in the old days because they didn't have their vitamin C and stuff if they were on ships for a long time. And over here we got another DigiKit. I used some more ribbon, which is very, very pretty ribbon from Dollar Tree. Last summer they had a whole lot of nice ribbon, I thought, and that was one of my favorites. All right, when you flip over, I took an envelope and I used a stamp somehow to do that. I can't even remember where that came from. I did the same thing with some more paper bag and the gold, and I stuck just these little things from Dollar Tree. And when you flip the envelope over, I did the same thing to it. And inside I have this fish. God, I can't talk today. Fish that someone sent me in Happy Mail. And I thought that was perfect. And that I just put in because I liked it. A little bird. And I put a Florida playing card. And that's my favorite number, 3. And I like 3 of spades. But I had a deck of these cards before, and I was almost out. So I picked up another deck recently. And so I thought that'd be pretty cool in there. Over here's another page from that book I told you about. And this came from a paper pack. I think it was a mermaid paper pack, maybe, that I got that from. But I think it's beautiful. And over here is the center of my next signature. And actually, this is the middle of the book. It's kind of tangled up. And I love, love, love that. I think that's cool. Very cool. And so on the inside of this one, I did the same kind of blue bead, but I also did a little anchor. And when you flip over, I tore the paper and made this little tuck spot, pocket, whatever you want to call it. And this came with a mermaid set that I bought. And, did I skip? No, okay. And this little holder here is made with an old page from a book. And it's made, well, that's actually sewn onto an envelope, which was made to look vintage. And inside it's got, sorry, a card, journaling card, and another one, and a tiny little cluster here. And it was actually sewn by my dear hubby. Because, you know, I've talked about how my sewing isn't that great. And I just don't have patience. So that goes back in there. And I may possibly move this because I don't like that color scheme together. So that will probably be moved. Over here we got another page from that book, which is pretty cool. Over here we have this file folder looking piece from a DigiKit. And I love the little dolphin. And I just put this little shaped paper clip on it. So you can write like a secret thing in there. Put a secret picture or whatever. And that keeps it closed. And on the back, I had this that somebody sent me, and so I just glued that there on the back, make it a little more sturdy because it was kind of flimsy. Over here, I stamped it with one of my stamps. Next page, got that cool octopus. He's really cool. Octopi kind of freak me out because they're too much like spiders with all the arms, you know. But anyway, I have that. Then I have the other part of one of those sheets. And this actually has sea and sea anemone in it. So that does fit. And when I flip over, I have another section of the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea book, which I folded up this way because I wanted them all different ways, and I wanted him to be like that. So you could see the Nautilus, which is scary in the movie when you're a kid. And there it is, that picture. Over here you got more digi, plenty of space to write, another page from my book, and that's some of that Dollar Tree ribbon from last summer. And I took a piece of paper that I had put a little paint on. It's blue paper, and I put a little paint on it years ago, and I still had a little section of it. So I tore it and stuck it here, and I put this underwater piece from a digi on top of it. And the shell. That came from a kit from Hobby Lobby. And over here, I did another coffee dyed pocket. And inside it, I have the Legend of the Sea Star postcard, which is cool. This is cool. I like that. So I have that inside, and this I just stuck in because I thought it was cool. It's by Net and Hand. It saves sea life and shorebirds. And what it was a necklace, a bracelet that I bought, and it has a sea turtle on it, and it has the rest of it's made from pieces of net that they have dragged from the ocean that would be harming seabirds, fish, sea turtles, etc. And you can see it was $22. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool, and it tells you about what they believe and everything else. Their little mission statement, or whatever you want to call it. Next page, I had one of those little vellum pieces from AliExpress, and I thought it looked cool on here. The crab, it kind of went along with that color scheme. And I took these from kit from Hobby Lobby, just glued them on. And over here, as you can see, we had seaplane. Let's see, we got a seahorse, seaport. Yeah, so different sea things. And there's the other half of that paper with cool texture and color. That's in there, like I said, for no other purpose than to touch and look at. When you flip over, I took a glassine bag and glued it to this page, and I took this tag, and this one, did I make this one, or was that from a digi? I don't remember. Did someone send me that one? I can't even remember, but I stuck with fish on. I thought it needed something else. I wanted something else on it. So, stuck that in there. Plenty of writing space. And here, this is one of my favorite parts of this whole journal. I took some of this, I don't even know what you call it, that Dollar Tree was selling. And they had it in 3 different colors. And this color I thought would be really cool for a net. And so I made it to look like a net, or coral, if you want to say that. I guess it could be coral. And glued that first. Well, first of all, I used the little watercolor, different blues a little bit, and put that in there. And then I glued this stuff on top of it and put some little creatures and stuff, shells and things in it, on it, whatever. But I thought that looks cool, and the texture is really nice. I like the way it feels. And over here, I have some more of that coffee dyed paper, and I made a pocket out of it. I have a nice sunset Florida card, postcard that I put in there. As you can tell, I really like Florida. And I took some of the trim that Dollar Tree has and put that along the top because I like the way that looked. The color was perfect. And over here, let's see, did I stamp him? I can't even remember. He's raised up. I know I cut him out. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but I put that on there, of course, because this is just avocado dyed paper. And I took that. I made that on my Cricut quite some time ago because I was making something else with shells. And this one I hadn't used, and I found it, and so I just stuck it there. Over here, I keep this clipped in with this paper clip. And this paper I got off of Amazon. Came in a big pack. And inside, I just folded it up to make two little pockets to hold things in. And I made this little booklet. This is actually cork washi that I got a long time ago. And I thought it'd be cool to put on the spine. And I made this little cluster using pieces from various DigiKits and from the kit I got from Hobby Lobby. And then I just cut it like that and used some paper from one of those vintage books I have inside. So it doesn't have anything in it, but it's a nice little book folder, whatever you want to call it. So whatever you want could go in there. Guys, sorry about my voice. And I used a piece of the Dollar Tree ribbon here with the lighthouses. Another one from last summer. And flip over. There's another page from my Florida book. And on this page, I use this little clip that somebody sent me in a swap. And that came from the Hobby Lobby kit. And this someone sent me quite some time ago, and I saved it. So I thought the seaweed would be perfect. Just stick in here behind this little tuck, and I clip it in there so it won't run away. And on the next page, I didn't like it just plain white, so I glued one of the cut-aparts from one of the C paper pads. Just stuck that there for some color. I thought these colors went with this pretty well. And over here, I cut out some shells and stuff and glued it onto the DigiKit. And with this, I made a pocket out of a bag. It says SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment. So I thought that was perfect. Actually, this is from a trip I took last summer to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg with my son. I have actually been to almost every single place on here. But Busch Gardens, it's owned by the same people as SeaWorld. And so I thought that'd be cool to put a piece of the bag in there from something I bought. And inside I created this little, kind of like a clipboard thing, but it doesn't have the clip. I suppose well, no, since it's in the pocket, I couldn't do it. But anyway, I decided I'd create this with the torn edges and for all the sheets. And I used that from a vintage book and a piece of avocado dyed paper and just an old grungy index card, a piece of sheet music from a book, an antique book. And there's another piece from that Florida brochure. And that's a piece of file folder And that is from a paper pad. So, I just made this little book thing. Flippy thing, whatever you want to call it, to go in here. And I just added this strip because I wanted something else on there. Over here, I took a stamp and decorated this envelope because I didn't want just the plain white. So I did that. And inside of it, I have something that I found in all my goodies that someone sent me. Which way does it go? And it's just some writing paper, some little note paper. I don't know how many sheets there are. I think it's just 2. But anyway, that is heart-shaped, and it's all shells. That had been in my stash for, gosh, years. And so I thought, well, that's perfect. Some little writing paper. I'll just stick that in here. And over here, that's from a Digi. I created this little cluster with another stamp that was on some mail I received. That's washi from, I think, the Dollar Tree. And a little piece from a digital. That's just from a C paper pad I had, or have. And over here I have a Digi, and I didn't like it just like this, so I added some little things here. And I could actually write on this if I want. Of course, if I write pretty dark, I could write here. Over here, this is a cut apart. Jesus, I can't talk. From one of my paper pads. And I just clipped that in with a page from that book. And there's the Nautilus. And over here, looks like that. I always cried at the end. Did I say that before? When Captain Nemo died. Yep, every single time. And this, of course, came from Florida. The manatees. And hubby and I have seen manatees at the beach in Florida several times. And so that's pretty cool. It's always fun to see them. That's the center of my final signature. I just put a fish on it because I wanted something else. And on this one, I used a blue bead and the little seahorse charm. There's the other page of that, the other part of it. And this paper, I got, goodness. That came from, I don't remember if it was Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I don't think it could possibly even have been Joann's. But I shopped at so many places that I'm not sure. But I loved it. I thought it was awesome with the shells and the seaweed, and I love the gold on it, and very cool. So I had to include that in here. And I just took one of my cut apart cards, excuse me, and glued that on. Just stamped a couple of those. And that's from a Digi, of course. I like that. I think that's cool with the jellyfish. Actually, funny story. When we were little, my uncle, my mom's younger brother, is 2 years younger than I am, and we were at the beach, and he found a jellyfish that was laying up on shore. And it was probably, of course, you know, things seem bigger back when you're a kid, but it seemed like it was about yay big, this big. And so I remember he was about 2 then, which would have meant I was 4. And so he bent down and he was slapping that thing because it's all squishy and stuff, and kind of hard too. And so he was just slapping it and jiggling it and stuff. And he was lucky he didn't get, you know, stung. I don't know if they're things are still active after they die, but he was slapping. I think I told on him. And so his mom made him quit, my grandma. But anyway, I can still remember him doing that. All these years later, it's funny. And here we go with page from my book. And over here, we got a avocado dyed page. I put in one of the little tuck spots from a Digi. And here's another one of those file folder looking things from a DigiKit. And as you can see, here's a paint chip that I got from Lowe's. And I liked it because that says depth charge. And that is actually Cool Waters. Spartacus obviously isn't anything to do with the ocean or whatever, but the colors are great. So I put that in there, and you know, you could always write on the back because I put one of those postcards on the back. I put a little tag in, another little tag. I love the seahorse. And I took, this was from an old, I don't know what you call those things. Kind of like a Memdex, but it was like a metal thing that was folded up, and you just push the button on the letter that you want to go to, and then it flips open, and it has the papers inside where you write the address for that letter or whatever, or addresses. I can't even remember what they're called, but this came from it. I found an old antique one. I don't even know if they make those anymore like that. And so I cut it to make this card, and I created a little cluster. And this is some of the stuff that I used for the netting further back, but this was obviously in a different color. I just liked it. So I made that stick in there. And, you know, I like it. It's got texture. There's more of my avocado paper, which actually turned out pretty good. I didn't understand why it was going to be this color, you know, but when the avocado is green, but it turned out this way. So I thought it was really cool. Not as good as coffee or tea dyed, but it's good. And over here on this page, I created a pocket with some coffee dyed paper, used some fantastic washi that came with the Jawsome washi. I made this little cluster with some Dollar Tree thin washies, and a little piece cut from a paper pad, a little piece from that Memdex thing, or whatever it is, this. I used a little piece of that, and this cutout piece of seaweed, or not seaweed, coral, because I like coral. I collect coral from the beach. And inside, I used a stamp to make this little card. That's from a DigiKit, which I think's pretty creepy. I don't like him. And I used one of my favorite stamps that I have that's an ocean or sea related, and it's this jellyfish. I got that from Hobby Lobby. And inside I have another coffee dyed paper, an index card with lots of staining. I thought that was pretty cool. And then when you flip over, you can see the back of it. And over here, I didn't like this page like this, so I put a lenticular here. And I just learned this lately, not too long ago. I thought they were called holograms, but I've since found out that they actually are called lenticulars. And I don't know if you can see it moving, but it's a jellyfish. And we're at the end. There's my cloth again with the sharks. And there's my bubble-looking paper, which actually has texture. And it's pretty cool. And I bought it actually for this purpose, to use in this book. And that's how it looks on the back. It's very, very thick and chunky, as you can see. So it's kind of alligator mouth when I sit it down. It's got a lot in there, but I am very proud of how it came out. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to sell it. I may put it in my Etsy shop, and then we'll see. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think. And I'm going to be having some other junk journaling things. I haven't completed another one yet, but I'm working on a Disney Princess one, and I have several others in the works. So, hopefully I will have those for you sometime. I have to kind of be in the mood. I do a lot of different crafts and things, so I don't work on them every day. That's kind of boring to do. But I will have more, and I will show them to you guys as I get them done, and I will show some of my process videos for making things for them, or picking out, you know, the things to go in them, etc., etc. And yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys are doing well, and hope you all have a good evening. And I'm going to get off here because I've got some stuff I need to do. So, bye-bye.